You want me to start on Joonas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, over the last few years, we felt our biggest need was addressing, or our goaltending was probably our biggest need. We feel we've addressed it today in acquiring, and I hope I pronounced it right, in Joonas Korpisalo. For us, he's got size, he's athletic, he's powerful. He's played in the playoffs. He's won a series. He's someone that goaltending coach, both in the NHL and the minors, because they consult a lot, feel that he's just scratching the surface. He's still got a lot of upside there. So for us, it was someone that we were really excited to sign. We like the AAV, obviously. It fits well with what we're trying to do. We like the term. He's going to play for us for 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. We feel that's the prime of his career. And we're excited to have him. Him and Anton Forsberg have a history. I believe they talked earlier today. And I think Anton gave a good recommendation on us between 12 and 12:30 or something like that when we got the news. So we're really excited about that. And it just, for us, it just feels like we're stepping into an area where probably one of the most important positions that our tandem will be really solid this year.
How did that come about? Was he your number one choice?
Yeah, he was. When we met all the pro scouts, I would say first week of June or right after the combine, so I don't want to be off. They felt like it. I've had multiple meetings, Ryan Bonus, Zach Burke, myself. We had 2 meetings that were probably at least an hour long after the season, 2 different times, where we talked about all goaltending. Again, Zach had a family emergency, couldn't come to Nashville, but Justin Peters was there, and we had a good conversation about all the possible goalies, whether it was via trade. You know, there are some guys that are really good that could have been available via trade, but sometimes Ottawa's on their no-trade list. But on the free agent market, he was definitely our number one target.
I think he's a guy you would watch for a while, too. What do you like about him?
Well, I just like his demeanor and then his net. He's aggressive. He's powerful. He stops the puck. All the things that we like. I just like the fact, we inquired about him at the trade deadline because it was someone that we wanted to give a test run. Obviously, Columbus got a great return for him as part of a package. And, I've liked him since his draft, actually. And I always felt that someone, personally, but the guy that we rely the most on is obviously Zach Burke and Justin Peters. They know goaltenders better than anyone. And they were the ones, that highly recommended him. And our scouting staff has a really good history with him. I saw 2 games in the playoffs. I was at LA Game 3, Game 4. I like Game 3 a bit more than Game 4 from him. And when you put all the information together, you put the pro scouts, you put the 2 goaltending coaches. Zach did a lot of work as far as finding out about his character. I remember when I got back from the playoffs, Anton was still here, and I asked Anton about him. And he said, Pierre, he'd be a great fit. He's a hard worker. I think, again, he's a good fit. I think he's just had a baby. Sometimes I mix up players. So, and I think the fit was just perfect for us for, that contract, that term, that tandem. I think we're really comfortable moving forward now with our goaltenders.
Do you want a 1A, 1B situation, or do you want
you know what? To me, that's up to DJ and Zach. And if you know anything about DJ leaves the goalies alone. He talks to them. DJ's got the best line when the backups. He goes, great job on the door tonight. That's how he operates. But I leave that up to Zach, and DJ decides who start all the time. I know DJ relies a lot on Zach because the goalie coach has the best feel. And I think that might have been appealing for Joonas coming here. But let's just, Anton will be 100% when camp starts. He's skating now. So for us, let's just see how things develop. We know we've got our 2 goalies here. Both are healthy. Both will be playing, and let's just see how things fall. Let's not jump into stuff right now.
Is there any no trade part of it?
Yeah, a 10-team no trade. Standard, except I think all the free agents we've given that to, except for Brady and Claude. Everyone else is always 10-team no trade. That's our standard. That's what we do.
Where does that leave your goalies in the future, like Sogard,
Well, we have 3 goalies on 2-way contract. Matt Sogard, Kevin Mandelays, that we're still working on getting contract done. I know Ryan was talking to his agent today, and Levi Merlainen. You know what? I think we can't rush into this. It's like with Joonas. I think he's hitting his prime. Most goalies in the NHL hit their prime 26, 27, 28, and there's nothing wrong with dominating at the AHL level. I don't think there is. I think you got to give him time. We saw Mats this year come up. I think he got NHL Rookie of the Month for a month, and then there were some inconsistencies in his game. And there's nothing wrong with giving him time in the AHL to develop. There's nothing wrong. I don't think you can have too much goaltending. You look at how many guys played for us last year, and right now we'll probably have 5 under contract when camp starts, and we could have a 6th one too. So, and with the number of goalies that played last year in the league, I don't know what the number was, but I think we broke a record for the number of goalies that played in the league. I'm sure Mats or Kevin or Levy will play games this year for us. So I don't know if all of them will play games for us, but if you look at the history of the last few years, it's not a bad thing that they see what the NHL is about. I think Levy saw it last year. I think Mando saw it last year, and Mads has seen it the last few years.
Est-ce que c'est possible de juste résumer en français pourquoi tu es satisfait avec l'acquisition de Korpisalo et le contrat?
Oui, non, on est très content de l'acquisition de Joonas Korpisalo. Pour nous, c'était on cherchait un gardien de premier plan. On sent que c'est quelqu'un qu'on a pu aller chercher. On est très content avec le montant de dollars qu'on doit lui payer. C'est un bon chiffre. Ça nous permet de faire plusieurs choses. On est bien content du tandem qu'on va avoir avec Joonas et Anton cette année. Pour le montant d'année, il va jouer pour nous autres à 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. On voit qu'il est dans le... on voit qu'il est dans le... C'est quoi le mot francophone, là? Dans le prime. pardon pour l'anglicisme. Dans le meilleur de sa carrière. On pense que c'est quelqu'un qui a encore beaucoup de potentiel. Notre coach gardien de but pense qu'il peut l'amener à un autre niveau. Puis on est bien content de cette acquisition-là aujourd'hui.
Est-ce qu'il y a une compétition chez Service?
Ça, je ne sais pas. J'ai aucune idée. Je peux pas te dire ça. Je sais juste que nous autres, on a parlé, on y a parlé aujourd'hui à quelques reprises, puis ça s'est fait.
Jamais joué plus que 39 matchs dans la Ligue, puis il est opéré à une hanche l'année dernière. À quel point
Non, la hanche, pour tous les gardiens de but, ça leur arrive pas mal dans leur carrière. Ce côté-là, aucune inquiétude. Ça l'achalait pendant une couple d'années, puis là, il était 100% toute l'année passée, donc aucune inquiétude. Puis 39, c'est comme j'ai dit auparavant, les gardiens, des fois, ça frappe le meilleur hockey ou le plus souvent qu'ils vont jouer, plus qu'ils avancent dans l'âge. Donc, ça n'a aucune inquiétude là.
Were you in on anybody else today?
No, he was our number one target.
Well, goaltenders aside.
We talked to guys today. There was a lot of, we talked to players, but obviously with our cap situation, we got to be careful about what more years than more AAV than years. So we're keeping on talking. It's just Canada Day, and I want to make sure everyone can get home for supper barbecue tonight.
And maybe just update us on anything new on Alex DeBrincat.
No, nothing new on Alex DeBrincat. Same as I talked about at the draft. Obviously, we have to look at alternative solutions. He has indicated to us that he will not sign here long term. That doesn't mean he won't sign short term. We like the player. If the player comes back for a year, nothing wrong with that. Scored 27, 2 goals were called back. I think it was 15 or 16 crossbar posts. You put him in a position where maybe he gets to play with Timmy or Josh. I think it's a different story and probably help us be a better team.
Did you say there was good interest, though?
There's varying degrees of interest. If probably teams call, we get close to a deal, I give them permission. Sometimes they're not ready to pay maybe the term that we're ready to pay. I think he's 25 years old, so I think he's looking for something in particular, and I can talk about it because we own his rights. So I think the degrees vary. I think a lot of teams are in on other players, and maybe if they don't get him, they would be interested in him, later on today or tomorrow or the day after. We know that most likely when the arbitration period comes, we're going to have to make a decision, and we'll be ready.
Has he, to clarify, have you given some teams permission?
Yes.
To discuss terms?
Yeah. I didn't send an email, but amongst GMs, I tell them you got permission, and I'll text it to them. But yes, I have given teams permission.
Is this just a matter of staying patient so you get the fair market value for them?
Yeah, it's not about being. Yes, it's about being patient, and through this process, he's a good player. I know people say he only had 27 goals, and they're disappointed, but 95% of the players in the league would like to have 27 goals. So I think you got to balance it out. And, it's been always good. He said free agency comes once. And contrary to reports out there, it's not limited to one team or two. He's open to multiple teams. But there's a cap, and the cap isn't going up by a lot. And teams have to work with him and, us getting a deal done at the same time. And, there's multiple factors here, but we're just going to do what's right for the organization. We always do what's right for the organization. Alex has been nothing but great here. We've all seen him. He's a bit quiet, but he practices hard, plays hard, likes to score goals. We got no problems if he comes back.
When you look at some of the other needs for your team, how do you feel your depth is on the wing sides?
You know what? I know this might surprise some people. We're okay. You know what? If you start from the back end, we feel we got a really solid tandem now. If you look at the 6 defensemen that are on one-way contracts right now, we're in a good spot. We like them all. We've got Tyler Clevin, Mandiapalo, Larson, Thompson, Gannett, Hetherington. They've all played games of the NHL. So we feel we're good on the back end. And up front, you know what? And I'll speak for myself, and I think our pro scouts did a good job. I think our European scouts, we signed Smeckel and from the World Championship, and I was over there, and I was really impressed by him. I said, there's a guy that could play for us. Now, we'll see how he is at training camp. So I like him. We can put Ridley Gregg on the wing. We got Sokolov, who was our top scorer down there last year. He needs a clear waiver, so he's going to get a really good shot at camp if we could ever get a contract done. I know Ryan and his agent are talking, and to me, I feel good about the depth on our wings, And we signed Matthew Highmore today, who has played games, been really effective when he played in Vancouver. We added. I know maybe I get too excited about toughness, but we added a player that both DJ and I talked to, Boko Imama, who brings an element of grit, character. So. I think I talked about it at my year-end press conference about we wanted to see a bit of a change in our bottom 6, and internal competition is not bad, and we've got the guys. We're going to give you a chance, and I'm still talking possibly changing. In the bottom 6, still talking to possible free agents, but we'll see where the next few days take us. I think this year, I don't think everyone will be signed by tomorrow. I remember one year it was 2 days and a half, then pretty much everyone that your first 30 ever possession except for goaltenders were all signed. This year I think it might go on a bit longer because there's not a lot of cap dollars available.
So Brannstrom and GPD today.
Yep.
With them being GPD, does that mean that if we don't on one way, does that mean we move on from him?
No. I just talked to Travis's agent before I came up here. I explained to him the situation. We had I don't mind to. I actually talked to Travis yesterday. I was on the phone with Travis and his agent yesterday and explained to him the situation. And Because of if we go to ARB with DeBrincat, the dollars could vary. So, I want to make sure we put an offer to him. And I said the offer could be a bit higher if you just wait a bit. And depending, if we trade Alex or if we go to ARB, there's things, and we want to be fair towards Travis because he's been a great player here. He's been a warrior. We've done everything that he's asked. He's come in. He's mentored our young players. And with Erik Brannstrom, he's someone that I think last year we saw, especially when we had injuries, he was able to move up in the lineup. He moves the puck. We're happy to have him, play for us for another year. And JBD, it was just more about Bernard Docker was just about, he's a player that every time he comes up, he gets better. I think he's knocking on the door of the NHL if he's not already an NHL defenseman. And it just gives us options. I don't think, we talk about you can never have too many goaltenders, but I think it's the same thing with defensemen. I think it was 2 years ago we went through 12 or whatever. I forget the exact number we went through, but we got a lot of guys that can play games. So I think having those guys sign, we were able to move along. Non, on est content avec notre profondeur. Et je pense pas qu'il y ait aucune priorité. Si on peut regarder améliorer l'équipe, c'est sûr qu'on va faire ça là.
Can do two last ones here. Anyone?
I'll ask one more.
Yeah.
When we spoke back in March before the trade deadline, you were just, you said if there's one thing I could get, it would be the best goalie in the league. So now you've added Korpisalo. I don't want to call him the best goalie in the league.
No.
Can you just look at the picture of your goaltending on your back end moving into next year, knowing you put this piece in place? Just how satisfied are you overall with that look?
Very satisfied. I think our fans should be really happy that we're going in with a really solid tandem next year. We're going in with what we feel will be one of the better tandems in the league. We'd like to have guys of the caliber of Vasilevsky, but there's only a few of them. But we feel in that next group, as a tandem, those two guys will be really good. They're good friends. I think they'll push each other, so we're really happy with that. And, for us, it's exciting because we're going into next year with a really solid tandem, a really good top 4, top 5, however you want to look at it. And, cross our fingers, 3 really good centers down the middle as long as we can get a contract done with Shane Pinto. So, you're looking at key pieces. We really feel confident about next year and where this team is headed, and hopefully we can stay healthy through November and going to Europe. And I think it really bodes well for this team. And I think the fans should be excited about. I think should be excited about the product that we're going to put on the ice for them.